What it do, homies? We out here with a donation request. This time we are checking out a new artist to meet, AJR, Maybe Man. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
Wish I was a stone so I couldn't feel. You'd yell in my face, it'd be no big deal. But I'd miss the way we make up and smile. Don't wanna be stone, I changed my mind. I wish I had eyes in the back of my head. Then I could see the places I've been. But then I would know that you're talking shit. I don't wanna know what my friends think.
Okay, first off, this art style is absolutely amazing. It's kind of like oil, water painting, but in motion. This is very pleasing. I wouldn't mind watching a movie in this type of style. I'm starting to get the gist of what's going on. See, that's some good lyric writing, good songwriting, where you're kind of getting straight to the point, but in your own creative way, right? Maybe Man. I wish I can do these type of things, but then you start thinking about the negatives, thinking about the drawbacks, and saying, you know what, maybe not. You know, if you apply that type of thinking in your life, right, you, those of you watching, is a good way to remain humble, right? Wish I can do this, but then I'll do this, right? Because then it reframes whatever your situation is into you being thankful for what you got right now instead of wishing what you had, right? If you think about the pros and cons or whatnot.
My mind, I wish I had eyes in the back of my head. Then I could see the places I've been. But then I would know that you're talking shit. I don't want to know what my friends think.
Musical.
Wish I were my dog out on the lawn. I'd be so glad when I hear you come home. But if I were my dog, I wouldn't live long. I'm sure gonna miss her when she's gone. I wish I could act in a show on TV, cause then I could practice not being me. I'll practice my cry, put it into my reel. But you won't believe me when I cry for real.
Ooh, I like that. I was just about to say, hey man, you ain't gotta be an actor, right, to do that. You see people do that all the time. Just about to reference the fact that people just do that as a performance measure. That's why it's so difficult. I always find it weird that people cry on shorts. You know what I mean? The only reason, not to say that the emotions aren't real, the only reason I find it weird is because then you got to go back and got to edit it. And I'm just sitting there thinking that you're looking at the video and you're like, yeah, there it is. Let me increase the light right there. You know, make sure I get a good shot on those tears, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? But I get it. It's one thing if you don't know you're being filmed and you're crying, but for these reasons, like, I don't know when you actually are doing it, it just feels really performative, if you will.
Into my reel, but you won't believe me when I cry for real. I wish that my brain would triple in size. I'd nail every joke, I'd win every fight.
You get roasted.
But I get too deep with that kind of mind. I don't want to know the point of life. In some other life, I would be rich. I'd travel in style, I'd cover the bill, but couldn't complain about anything small. Nobody'd feel bad for me at all.
So they couldn't complain about anything small. Well, you could complain. You just got to be careful who you're complaining to. You know what I mean? I am under the belief that, you know, more money is more problems, right? Different type of struggle and whatnot. There's this video I was watching the other day, or like some theories or whatnot that I see swinging around that say, you know, while the situation might suck, like in society, you're saying in some cases, if not many cases, that the people who are homeless sometimes live happier lives. Mainly because some of them kind of dissociate from trying to play the game, and they kind of just structure their life around the grace and kindness of strangers and everything. But there's so many things that they don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying, hey, go out there and be homeless, you know, be happy. You know, don't take that. That's what, it's like one of them things that I was looking at that video and they were kind of pointing out, and I was like, I guess you are kind of right. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got all that money, you live in a lavish life, but you know, it's a different type of struggle, right? Because now you got to keep up appearances. And some people who probably are rich right now kind of wish they back in the struggle. You know what I mean? It exists. It does exist. But I like what you got going on here, AJR. This is a good video.
About anything small, nobody'd feel bad for me at all. If I was cocaine or a bottle of Jack, I'd get invited to every frat. But when you get old and your good days are past, you'll only want me when you're sad. Wish I was a song, your favorite one. You'd follow the dance to me at your prom. I would be there when your baby is born for 2 or 3 minutes. minute, then I'm gone. I wish I was big as my house. I'd sleep on the trees, I'd skip every crowd, but I wouldn't fit on my therapist's couch. God, I could really use him now. I wish I was God, I'd never trip up, and if I did, well, so fucking what? I could be cruel and break all your stuff. Yeah, I'd be loved no matter what. But if I was God, it'd get kinda weird, 'cause it would only say what I wanna hear, and then you would die, you'd love me to death. I never know who the hell I am.
Wow.
I wish I was me, whoever that is. I could just be and not give a shit. Hey, I'll be whatever makes you a fan, 'cause I don't know who the hell I am.
Wait. That's very interesting, right? I wish I can be me. I wish I was me. That's powerful right there. Wish you was you. Makes you think, like, who else am I supposed to be? You know, what does it look like to be unapologetically you? You know what I mean? I would say act as if there's nobody else in the room but yourself. But some people practice acting somebody else. You know what I mean? It's like a shapeshifter who's lived for thousands of years, forgot what they actually look like. You know what I mean? You're shapeshifted into so many people based off what you thought was going to be popular at that time, but you don't even know what you good at it. You know what I mean? Shoot, I had to, even making this reaction channel, I had to face that myself, right? There's a million reaction channels. You know, everybody and their mama got one, and it's possible to get, like, what do they call it? Like imposter syndrome. We start acting like somebody else because you see that's what's, you know, that is what is popular. So you go and you start imitating that, and you just keep shifting and shifting and shifting. And I had to find out, what does it look like for me as a reactor? What do my reactions kind of look like and everything? You know, what can I do that's me, that ain't nobody else? You know what I mean? So, and it's hard to find your identity after you've been doing something else outside of what you want to do for such a long time.
I wish I was me, whoever that is. I could just be and not give a shit. Hey, I'll be whatever makes you a fan.
That's what's interesting right there. I don't care. But then follows with, hey, I'll be whatever makes you a fan, right? So followed by, again, not necessarily being you, not being yourself, right? You just being yourself at the expense of you being yourself to please other people, right? You're still expensing yourself to their pleasure.
'Cause I don't know who the hell I am.
AM? I have no mouth. I must scream. AM? This has got to be hands down one of the most top creative videos that I have seen, right? The type of stuff that would make you a fan instantly. This absolutely was amazing, and I will be checking out some more. Depends on the copyright, because I see down here that, what did it say? UMG. So I don't even know if I'll be able to post this. I probably should make two versions. One with man, that's what kind of sucks. We'll see, because we'll see, but I might have to blur out this video, right? Which kind of sucks because it defeats the purpose. The visuals on this was insane, but I've had some issues with UMG down the path, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be nice to me. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this down in the comments. YouTube thinks this video will be a good choice for you. Dave's out.